Are you looking for a way to help your brick-and-mortar business drive more traffic and increase your sales? Look no further than the Receipt Paper Podcast. In this podcast, Joanne and Kyle provide their sage advice on how to make your brick-and-mortar store the hottest spot in town. Whether you're just launching a new business or trying to grow an existing one, these informative episodes will leave you inspired. In each episode, Joanne and Kyle take on a different topic related to running a successful business. They offer practical tips based on their own experience as owners of multiple brick-and-mortar locations. So whatever challenges you're facing, they have actionable advice for you. From finding a location and executing your build-out, to merchandising and customer experience, to sales and marketing, Joanne and Kyle have you covered. With helpful advice from these experienced entrepreneurs, you are sure to learn how to increase your sales and have your business running out of receipt paper in no time. Let's dive right in.
Welcome back to episode 30 of the Receipt Paper Podcast. My name is Kyle Strubing. I am here with my life partner, business partner in crime, Joanne Strubing. Jojo, baby, how are we doing today?
We are good. We are fired up. This is awesome episode we've put together. That's something I really wish we would have had years ago when we were first getting started in business. So I think it's going to be a good one today.
Yeah, this is definitely invaluable. And with this, the topic today is what? The top 4 mistakes new brick and mortar business owners make. I guess businesses as well too. Key for us. We're going up on 5 years. There's a couple, 2, 3 things. And honestly, this is kind of why we do what we do, right?
Yeah.
This is why we get on these podcasts. So this is why we do Brick and Mortar Academy, is really to help you guys not make that critical mistake. For
Those
sure.
mistakes that we made. Yeah.
For sure.
Before we dive into today's lesson strategies and tips for you, we do have a free masterclass that I encourage you to watch in tandem with this episode. It is made specifically for those of you who are just getting started in brick and mortar business, still filling it out. Maybe you're creating your business plan, or maybe you're ready to go all in. You're just still mapping out what that's going to look like. The masterclass is all about the 5 things we wish we knew before we opened, and it really goes well with this episode. So you can go get instant access to that masterclass by visiting masterbrickandmortar.com, and you can find it there. I think you'll enjoy that one.
Yeah, there's a ton of resources there up to and including this. Definitely go check it out. Sign up. Give us a like, follow, share, all of the things. Help us get that algorithm going too for us, okay? Okay.
All right. So one of the biggest challenges, I think, for new brick and mortar businesses is understanding what not to do, understanding what pitfalls there even are. When we first got started in brick and mortar business, we realized there weren't a lot of resources out there. I mean, we even joined a franchise, and while it was a very low entry point to get into our franchise, we were not getting a lot of support. There was no guidance on things like how to find a location, or how to open, what marketing to do, what not to do. We were really just learning as we went, and we found a couple friends along the way that were gracious enough to help us. But there are just not a lot of resources out there for brick and mortar businesses. We find that when it comes to selling online, there's just resources everywhere, left and right. Here's how to do this online. Here's how to do this, sell this product online, or sell this course online. But when it comes to being in a physical storefront, there are some major key things that can really set you up for profitability or set you up for failing within the first year. And there's not a lot of people out there talking about it. So that's why we're here. That's why we want to share with you what we've learned over the years. We've opened multiple locations and started helping countless others do the same. And we've seen people make the same mistakes time and time again. And so we kind of compiled it into 4 main ones that we want to walk with you through today. So here's a little tough love, but I promise you these are some things that can make a huge difference in the success of your business.
Right. So why is a strong strategy crucial for your brick and mortar business, Joanne?
Yeah, so I think that really understanding these things from the beginning and having a solid foundation isn't just about your physical location. It's about creating a model that drives growth and customer loyalty for the long run. So this involves not only understanding, your product and your market, but ensuring that you have everything in the right place from day one. And everything doesn't have to be perfect from the beginning, but some of these mistakes, they're hard to come back from, right? So, so really understanding all of these things can help you in the long run and for longevity. So that when you do open your doors, that you can stand the test of time per se.
Yeah, the idea is to not only get through that original lease, but renew and keep moving and doing business. And you definitely don't want to. You're not going to you might not make $1 million in the first month here, but you can kind of hurt yourself pretty bad and stack the deck against you. And we're here to kind of help avoid that for sure.
Yeah. We definitely have made a lot of these mistakes and coming back from them took.
Oh yeah, for sure. This is 100% based off of experience.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
this is real. Yeah.
Yeah, and to be honest with you, some of these things almost put us out of business, but we were able to get through them and keep moving forward and growing. And a lot of these things, a lot of businesses don't make it through these mistakes. So that's why we're here sharing them with you. All right, let's dive into number one. Kyle, do you want to kick us off?
So yeah, number one is going to be definitely, this is key, not collecting customer data from day one. However, whatever that looks like, I know we talk about Tap Mango a lot, but whatever it is, you have to start collecting customer data flat out. It's 2023, guys. Customer data is gold. They say your net worth is equal to your network, or
Yeah.
the other way around, whatever. You get what I'm saying. The more, and we've seen it as our email, text, all of that, all of our contacts, as that grows, our months are better. It just is. It's just flat out for sure.
Yeah, just because you're a physical storefront doesn't mean that you can just rely on the power of walk by and drive by traffic. We have to use digital forms like text and email to stay in front of people and remind them that you're there and get them back through the doors of your business. And what's one of the biggest mistakes you can make is to not collect those email addresses and phone numbers from day one. You've got to start collecting them. Everyone that you miss out on is an opportunity missed. And, it took us a while to implement a program like a loyalty program.
Right.
It's what we use to collect emails and numbers. And we missed out a ton. I
Right.
wish so badly we could
Yeah.
go back and add in a loyalty program sooner so that we can have more customer data. I mean, we're talking about thousands of emails and phone numbers that we missed out on, and you do not want to do that. So every year we've seen our email list and our phone number list grow. And anytime we do a text blast
Right.
about a sale or our email campaign, we see our sales grow and every time. And so our revenue and sales is a completely
Yeah.
attributed to our email list and our phone number list. So it's huge. You have to be collecting customer data and you have to be emailing and texting your customers and staying in front of them. If you aren't doing those two things, you are missing out and your business likely is not growing because of it, right?
Even if you're at the stage where you're sitting at farmers markets, like somehow find a way to collect that data.
Yeah.
Get creative with it. Like I know we didn't have receipt paper when we were at farmers markets, so we were texting or emailing people their receipts. That was a way to do it. I don't know anything like
Enter to win a giveaway.
yeah,
Right?
yeah, a giveaway, or you got that fishbowl, whatever, so, or do a drawing,
Yes.
something, get them to fill this stuff out on a clipboard and it's all, what have you done for me? Give them a little something. Hey, I want to sign you up on our newsletter for future coupons, or I never just put people like, hey, enter your number in because of whatever. Like, no, it's like, put your number in so that I can send you information on the new deals, or so we can keep in touch, things like that nature. And you don't want to make it seem as rigid. I can't stand when I'm at, one of these places. What's your phone number?
Yeah.
No. Hey man, let me get your phone number. Make sure you get your points or whatever.
Some value.
Yeah,
We
right.
like the win-win scenarios. Yeah.
Right.
But absolutely. I mean, grand openings are the greatest time to do this. We did this at our second and third grand opening, but the first one we missed out. But that's a great time to say, do a giveaway, enter to win, this gift basket or 2 months of free services or whatever it is. But so many people will hand over that information for something like that. And it's a great way to kick off that email list, kick off that phone number list so that you can stay in front of customers. Because let me tell you, when you have a slow week or a slow day or a slow month, you are going to want that list. You are going to want to pump out emails and texts because they work. They get people through the door when they see you're offering some sort of sale or event or promotion or a new product or service, and it gets people through the doors. We'll send out an informational, just educational email educating on our product or service. And guess what? It gets people, picking up the phone. It gets people coming into our store. So this is just one that I'm so passionate about because it works so well for us. So many brick and mortar businesses do not utilize email or text campaigns, and they're not collecting customer data, and they're missing out. They
Right.
really are.
Well,
So number one, not collecting customer data from day one. So think of the way and the strategies that you are going to obtain that customer contact info so that you can start, emailing, texting from day one. Okay, number two, Kyle, you want to kick us off here?
Number two is not having an emergency fund. Hey guys, stuff happens, right?
Yeah.
It does. Are we going to have a pandemic once every year or whatever? I hope not, but it happens. And looking back on that, like think of how many places did not have, they didn't have a fallback or they didn't have a safety net here when COVID came through. I mean, and it crippled these people. And it was weird to me because it was devastating. It really was, but it was so strange to me to see some of these businesses that I thought, at least locally by us, who had been in business for 10 years. I was like, wait a second, like you don't have a couple months worth of rent to float. I mean, it was very strange to me.
They could
and
have
how
spent like 1 month.
it was like it was absolutely crazy to me. So it was you want to have that emergency fund. Ideally that would be 3 to 6 months of expenses.
Yeah.
I mean, it really would be, just so you can keep it afloat, keep going, things like that. But yeah, no, pandemics aren't the only reason. You guys are going to be figuring out the ebbs and flows, cash flow. Sometimes a supplier will run a deal that you need to take advantage of. I know now, with the holidays coming up, we're really a lot of money's gone off for product, but it's okay because we're going to get it back. But point being is you want to be able to have that kind of safety net, things like that. Something happens too, right? I mean, AC goes out in Texas, you have a snowpocalypse, whatever. You want to be able to have that emergency fund. You need it.
Yeah. I mean, especially as a new business owner, because you are still figuring out, like Kyle said, those ebbs and flows and those the seasonality of your business. Like
Right.
you will find that there is going to be a season that is much slower than the other. You may have one that is crazy busy, but while you're figuring that out, you want to know, like if you're in a slow season, you can cover your expenses to get you to that busy season. Because you may never get to that busy season if you can't cover those expenses and figure those things out. And it's so tragic to see businesses go out of business before they can really benefit and see the fruits of their labor just because they didn't have a fund to get them there.
And as a new business owner, you don't know what you don't know, right? You don't. There's just things, and we do our best to try to keep you guys posted on what to do. It's kind of our job here. But even industry standard things, like different things, you just never know.
Yeah.
And it's
local city things.
it could be something locally with the city. It could be something, one of your suppliers in the supply chain. I mean, we were having issues with plastic bottles because because there was a blockade out of China or something. So our gummies, we didn't have gummies or something. It's just, my point is that you never know what's going to come, and it's nice to be able to, be able to kind of have something in case that does happen.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, you need something. So I recommend 3 to 6 months. This is your safety net to ensure that even if something, a roadblock, a challenge, a hard time pops up, that you can keep the lights on of your business, that you can pay your employees, that you can pay yourself. That is so important. You need to be paying yourself at all times, even if your business is in a slower season or a busy season, because why else do you own a business? You own it to to fund
Sure.
your lifestyle.
This is a
And
business.
if you need to
Yes.
be able to maintain your inventory, if you have a bad month and all of a sudden you can't buy product, like you're done.
Right.
Like you're done for it. So you've got to set aside a portion of your earnings from day one to build this fund if you don't already have it. So it's a buffer that could truly be the difference between surviving a tough period or closing your doors. And I'm telling you, you don't want to have to close your door just because you had one bad month. Like it's horrible
Right.
to see.
Right, yeah, and it's going to happen. I mean, you're going to have off months. There's
Yeah.
just things that are outside of your control and so this is a necessity.
Yeah.
We go on to the next one.
Yes.
Cool. The next one is going to be skimping on marketing, right? One of the biggest mistakes that new owners make is that just you don't understand the power of marketing. Also, you don't you I think we kind of went the other way around, I would say, and we did everything and want because we thought I went more on, and this might be a little off topic, but I went more on prestige is like, like, oh, I want to be in the newspaper. And did it actually yield as much as it should? But especially when you're opening, like you want to purchase product and you want to purchase marketing. Like those are the two biggest expenses that you want to have so that you're growing the business. That's a sign of a healthy business. You have to get yourself out there. You have to take these things into account. You have because you absolutely have to. This is a necessity for
Yeah.
attracting and retaining customers. You're not
Growing your business.
you have to grow your business this way. You really do. This is not the field of dreams. If you build it, they will come. You don't just slap up a sign and then all of a sudden people find out about it. You have to get in front of these people. Takes to get somebody to walk into your store, take action, get in their car, drive to your brick and mortar store. They have to see your name multiple times over. And it's not just going to happen by God's grace. It is going to be you getting out in front of them. And how you're going to do that is by purchasing marketing.
Yeah. Yeah.
100%.
Investing in marketing is huge. And like Kyle said, it is a learning and lesson of figure out what marketing to spend your money on. And that's where we really come in and help
Right.
a lot of clients is, telling them what can work and what not work. And then there's a little bit of trial and error that, I wouldn't invest your entire marketing spend into one marketing
Hell no.
avenue, go start small. And then once you see it working, then go and, continue to put more funds in. But no matter what it is, you need to be trying something and you need to be, you need to have a marketing fund. It blows my mind that so many businesses aren't spending anything on marketing when they first open. And the key thing is that when you are a new business, that time is so precious and invaluable to market. For you to say I'm brand new to the neighborhood, come check us out. For you to say grand opening and have some sort of special. People love going to visit new businesses and just scoping you out. So there's no better time to market your business than when you first open. Don't wait to go get in the newspaper. Like go try to be in the newspaper.
Yeah, market your grand opening. Yeah, in the newspaper. Yeah.
Like don't wait to, utilize social media. Utilize it from day one, from, before you even open, getting people excited. So you need a fund for marketing. If you're not marketing, you're not growing your business. And we're firm believers in that.
100%.
So, when it comes to marketing, look at developing a comprehensive marketing plan that includes not only, local advertising, but also social media and community engagement. Marketing truly is an ongoing process, not just a one-off task that you're going to do one time. So it's essential to, have a plan that's ever evolving and make sure that you have someone focus on that. And if you're not into marketing, if marketing isn't you, then consider bringing someone on to run that for your business because it's going to be needed. And if that's not what you enjoy, that doesn't excite you, then get somebody that does enjoy that and it does excite them because it's so necessary that you don't want to just write it off because it's not something that you enjoy.
All right, what do we have? Number 3 here? Number 3 is going to be neglect.
Sorry, this is number 4.
This is number 4. Okay, number 4, neglecting the in-store customer experience. Finally, the in-store customer experience is what's going to set a brick and mortar store apart from anything online, right? The ability to smell, touch, taste, all of those senses, you need to engage those. You need to hammer. This is your differentiator. You need to hammer on these things. You know, be doing something like that. People will look at it, will look at the product. They might buy it from you the first time, but you're not going to retain them. They'll go and then they'll then purchase it online.
Yeah.
If you create that in-store experience, that people are going to be more inclined to come back and purchase from you again and again and again. You do this by creating an inviting atmosphere. You want to train your staff on providing the perfect customer experience through customer service. You want to ensure that you are providing an experience, not just a product. Small details, lighting, music, cleanliness, scents, where merchandising, where things are laid out, all of that stuff breeds in and feeds into that customer experience. It's just you just have to. It's why we're in this business,
Yeah.
100%, and those little details matter.
And this pertains to services too. Like so many people will be like, well, I'm already offering a service. I don't need to focus on customer experience. The experience is the service, but that's not true. And this is why people will choose you over your competitors, because from the minute they walk through the door, they are getting an experience. There's a smell, there's an atmosphere, there's an ambience. They're being handed a drink, or they are, getting some sort of free sample of a product. They are being engaged by you. Experience is the feeling your customers get when they leave your business, and they know every time that they come back into your business that they are going to get that feeling again. And that's what you're doing, is you're creating that experience that they can come back to time and time again, that they can't get online, that they can't get from your competitor, that they can only get at your business, and that you created that with every single thing you do in your business, right?
Yeah, it all has to tailor towards the customer experience. If it doesn't add to it or disrupts flow or whatever, it's got to go.
Yeah.
It's really got to go. You're trying to bring these people back, show them new things, build their trust, and if it doesn't do that, it's just got to go.
Yeah, and I think from, when we first opened, we were so focused on what products do we want to sell, and, we hadn't done services yet, but, it was like, where does this need to be sitting in the store? And while all of that's important, we weren't thinking about what is the customer experience? How do they walk in? What do they do when they walk in? And we started thinking about these things as we were open for longer. Kyle was like, okay, now they're going to walk this way and they're going to do this and they're going to experience this and they're
Yeah.
going, but we weren't thinking about that from day one. And, and it was a little wonky. Customers walked in, they're at the counter, and we want them to be over by the products. And, so you got to just walk through your business and every step of the experience, and what are they experiencing? What's going through their mind? And are they feeling comfortable? Are they,
Yeah.
what are they seeing, hearing, touching, tasting, smelling from the minute they walk in? What does that look like?
And you want to make it replicable, so
Mhm.
that there's one thing that there's a disconnect. I don't want to say I have a disconnect, but there's things that I struggle with, which is being able to keep that consistently. Like if I'm there or one of the employees are there, that all needs to be very similar. So that way they're not getting conflicting messages, or it's different based on who's there and all that. It has to be very consistent. And you have to train, your employees moving forward, that this is how it's going to be done. This is why we're doing this. And they go through those steps. Customer goes over there and they're greeted with a sample, yada yada yada. Then they move towards the flow, and the store is geared to flow that way. And then you take them around, and then you meet them back at the cash register to check out. It's all that, and explain that to these people. Explain that to the customer, or I'm sorry, to your employees, so that they can do that same thing while you're not there.
Even what customers are doing while they're waiting to use the service, that's huge. I found that, if customers feel uneasy, they don't have anywhere to sit, they don't have a beverage in their hand, a drink or something to do, or to see, or keep them occupied, by the time they get in there to do their service, they're uncomfortable, they're frustrated, they already have made up their mind about what this experience is going to be like. So there's just so many things that you got to think about as a new business owner, that you're missing out on if you're not thinking about this as a business owner, because you only get one first impression, right? A customer comes in, they didn't have a positive feeling, or maybe they like their product, but the experience was eh. So, you only have one chance to make sure that they want to come back there for that product every single time because they fell in love with how they felt in that store.
Yeah.
They fell in love with the experience that they have and they want to come back to feel it again, right?
Right, yeah, and I do that. Like I'm always, whenever I walk in the store, I kind of always put myself in the mindset of I'm a customer walking in, or now that we have regulars and stuff, and we've done this rebrand, everything's kind of shifted now too. It's like, where are their eyes being brought?
Yeah.
Where is the attention being directed and all that? And I'll ask friends, other customers, things like that. Are like, what did you, and these very specific things, and then we can kind of pivot off of that too. You're always putting yourself in the shoes of the customer.
Yeah.
Always.
Even going back 5 years later and reminding myself, how am I greeting this customer? How am I, helping this customer feel welcomed? I mean, those little things that, you know, you just have to remind yourself.
Yeah, you kind of take that for granted. I think I definitely do. You want to make sure that it's, you can kind of snap out of it
Yeah.
because it's tough. I mean, we know this. Like you might have just gotten off an email with the bank or something. I don't know, or a tough phone call or something, and three customers walk in, and it's like, all right, you got to forget about all that
Yeah.
immediately, and
Yeah.
now it's on to them, and they
Yeah.
always take priority. So it's, that's part of the work, though. You know what I mean? That's part of the job. You got to be.
I'm telling you,
Gotta
it's
be there.
worth it when you can capture that customer for life. Like, it's not just a one-time sale. You're selling these people to become a raving fan of yours.
Right.
And that to me is so worth, giving that 110% every single time and giving that little extra effort to make sure that overall experience is above and beyond. Right.
Absolutely. What's the goal?
You want to give a recap for us, Kyle? of these
Yeah,
top
let's
four here?
let's give a recap of all of the four here. So four things we're trying to avoid, guys, right? So we're trying to avoid these different four things. One of the first number one, not collecting customer data from day one. We talked about this. Your network is your net worth. I think I nailed that one. But yes, so collect data from day one. Get creative with it. Just do it. You have to just do it. Full stop. Number two is not having an emergency fund. Guys, if the last few years haven't taught us anything, it's taught us this, right? You don't expect you guys want to expect the unexpected, right? And if you're able, this will allow you to take advantage of certain things and it will protect you from anything catastrophic. Keep in mind you are new, so you don't know what you don't know. So it's nice to have that backup, okay? Number three is going to be skimping on marketing, something that we do not do on 100%. You want to be spending money, especially in the beginning, driving door swings, right? And as you drive the door swings, you go back to number one, and that's capturing their data, and things start to build, right? Especially in the beginning, you want to push marketing. You're spending money on marketing in the beginning, and you're spending money on product to sell to the people that you have marketed to. And that's it. That is what you want to do. Those are the two top things. Do not skimp on market. You can deviate in what you do on things. I'm not saying throw everything at one grandiose, don't run radio ads for $7,000 a pop right away if that's what it's going to do. But maybe you are going to spend $7,000 for that month and you're going to put 1,500 here, you get what I'm saying. Budget for it and use it on marketing, okay? And the last one is going to be neglecting the in-store customer experience. Key. Put yourself in the customer's shoes. What are they seeing, feeling, smelling, touching, tasting, all of that? What does that look like? Would you go into your store if you had a negative customer experience or to that case? So you want to dive in on that all the time. That is key. That is our differentiator in this industry. People can see things, touch things, taste things, all that stuff, which you cannot do online. This is key for sure.
Yeah. These are some things that they may seem small, but they are powerful and mighty in making a huge impact on your business. If you don't have that emergency fund, you may not be able to weather those storms. If you neglect your customer in-store experience, you may be missing out on customers that never come back again. If you aren't marketing, you aren't growing. If you aren't collecting customer data, you are not growing. You're just capturing new customers, but you're not keeping the ones you have. So, these are huge things that I really hope you take the time to master and make the effort and put effort towards. If you want more details on these things and more things that you should know before you open your brick and mortar business, check out our free masterclass about the 5 things you need to know before you open. We talk about some of these things in more detail and some additional items that I don't want you to miss. You can find that free masterclass at masterbrickandmortar.com, and you can register and you'll get instant access to watch that masterclass there. I hope you've enjoyed this one. It's one that we are super passionate about, helping others and making sure they understand these things, because we love seeing your business succeed and really thrive and be set up for that long-term success. And it's really small and tiny things that are very powerful.
We don't want you guys to make the same mistakes that we did. We really don't. And that's what we're here for. We're here to help. So if there's, like Joanne says, if there's any issues or have any questions, please feel free to reach out. We're all in this together, and we want you guys to do well for yourselves, for sure.
That's right. All right, DM us on Instagram. As always, if you have any questions, we love hearing feedback, questions, and concerns. And with that, we will see you all next week.
Thanks for tuning in to the Receipt Paper Podcast, your go-to source of information for starting and growing a successful brick-and-mortar business. Subscribe to hear future episodes and share this content so that more people can access these valuable insights. If you're looking for more resources to help you with your brick-and-mortar business, visit masterbrickandmortar.com or follow us on Instagram at masterbrickandmortar. Thanks again for listening to the Receipt Paper Podcast. We'll see you in the next episode.